I doubt anyone will watch this video or even knows who I am, but honestly, it's not really important. I'm making this video to put my thoughts out there regarding Payday 3 and what I believe is wrong with the game. And you'll have to forgive me. I usually don't plan my videos out or really put that much forethought into them. It's usually just funny clips or other goofy stuff I've done with my friends, but for this, I felt I needed to compose myself a little bit more so I could not sound like a rambling buffoon the entire time. So, please do forgive me. However, to start, I'm not going to pretend to be a series veteran like other creators or other people in the community who you've probably seen before, who've been around since either Payday the Heist or well into Payday 2's life. I started playing Payday 3 around about a month after the game came out. Um, I enjoyed the game for what it was. I did find that the original skill system was pretty painful. I'm glad that's been fixed. But after the game fell on its face, I still really liked the Payday franchise, so I went to go play Payday 2. I really enjoyed the game. I played it a few months. I put at least a couple 100 hours into this game. I think I have around 500 now. So again, I'm not the most professional Payday 2 player, but I do have some experience with the franchise going forwards. So, what does this mean? My perspective on the Payday franchise and Payday 3 is going to be pretty unbiased to Payday 2, considering 3 was my first entry to the series, so I hope I can afford some sort of a fresh perspective. Anyways, time to scream into the void. I'm pretty sure Starbreeze won't see this, pretty much no one will, but on the F chance that you do, welcome. Please don't throw my ideas into the dumpster. So, first, the first issue plaguing Payday 3 is a lack of weapon variety and selection. Fun buzzwords. Anyways, Payday 2, I believe it had too many choices. A lot of us can probably agree there's a lot of different weapon DLCs, and many guns are pretty much the same thing, minus a few stats. And some of them are just power crept versions of the old ones. An example of mine is one of my favorite guns is the Stakeout 12G. Cool gun, right? It's just a worse version of the VD12, power crept to oblivion. Not really fun. So, while I think Payday 3 doesn't need as many weapons as Payday 2, of course, that's a ludicrous ask, I still think Payday 3 has little to no weapon variety overall, with some classes such as the bolt-action sniper, like I think it's the R700. It only has one. I get we also have the spearfish, but I wouldn't classify that as the same kind of weapon, you know? Just like how the FIC-22 is not a sniper rifle, it's a marksman rifle. So true sniper rifles only have one. And the LMG literally only has the Bleisbrüder. We're supposed to have the RPK, but more on that later. I have no clue why Starbreeze hasn't made more weapons, whether free or paid DLC packs. I know Starbreeze moved away from the chapter-based DLC module about a year or so ago, but I'm just wondering why, and it's frustrating as a player, why we have so few things to choose from. So, in my opinion, one of the few things that Payday 3 does better than what Payday 2 is the superior weapon feel. And I get that's a subjective thing, but I feel the change to Unreal Engine and not having to deal with the jank of Diesel Engine just makes the guns feel better. It feels more responsive, and I know one problem that people have is the sounds where the weapons don't sound as punchy as they do in Payday 2. I don't mind. Again, that's subjective. But one thing that is not subjective is the animations. Payday 3's animated weapons, they look fantastic. The inspects look great. The reloads look good. And I would love more of them. Guns also encourage variety, and they keep the game feeling fresh. So if you get tired of your build, trying a new gun or a new gun coming out may encourage you to try a new one. Wow, what a concept! Much like with the new heist we just got, Shopping Spree, me and my friends were both excited. We saw all the weapons in the Payday Advent Calendar Corvo store, right? I'm sure quite a few of us were. quite befuddled when the DLC dropped and there were no new guns. Ugh. And all the wonderful gun models that Starbreeze took time making were stuck behind the Corvo gun store. And the only new gun we could use, the musket, is a single shot weapon that you cannot unlock. Not amused. Starbreeze, we need new weapons, please. Next, the second issue Payday 3 deals with, and most seriously, is the lack of grind or any chase that is worth it to the player. I have long since hit renown 1600, which is a weird number by the way, why did it stop there, in Payday 3. And the only thing that keeps me playing is gunplay, to which I know I am vastly in the minority. Most people have dropped the game long before you hit that amount, because, to be fair, why would you? Payday 3 needs to have cosmetics or cool rewards for players to flex their dedication and drip out their characters with. These could be multiple different things, but I just want to spitball some ideas. So first, Payday 2 did this really well with infamy masks, paints, crew joining sounds, you know, those like annoying little stingers that no one really cared about, but they just like filled levels. Yeah, it was something at least. Charms and outfits, like the infamy leathers. While I do not expect Payday 3 to implement all of this quickly, or even soon, since Payday 3 is still trying to claw its way out of oblivion, I do wish Starbreeze would take this to heart. Even comparing some of the infamy paints in Payday 2 to the renown paints in Payday 3, it's really not a fair contest. Payday 2 has far more love and care put into these items, as they make your weapon stand out significantly, and thus they make the infamy chase worth it to hardcore players. I'll put a few examples on screen now. You'll notice a lot of these infamy paints from Payday 2, they have more like dynamic or shiny looks to them, whereas in Payday 3 they're more, I guess, grounded textures, like camos. But then you have the whole grounded argument completely ruined by the silly looking money infamy camos that I'm pretty sure no one uses except for the gold or silver ones. Next. Additionally, I believe more mask options could be a good idea. I mean, Payday is famous for masks and the silly mask customization you can do. Potentially, I would bring back the coveted mega masks for high-level infamy rewards. I don't know how the community would respond to this. There's probably some people who wouldn't want them back because, oh, they break realism, but you know what? We're not going to have that conversation right now. They're really cool. Love them in Payday 2. I'd want them in Payday 3. And this is my video. Another idea is potentially the heister that you've used the most. You get their mask along the infamy track. And if you want to get someone else's mask, you have to play that heister. I don't know. Just ideas. I'm just spitballing. I would love to hear any ideas that you guys would have. It's really important that we voice what we want. So just in case, you know, Starbreeze does change the infamy system or is looking for ideas of something to give us, they need to know what we want. Last, Payday 3 has been in a rough state for a while, and it's a true testament that us fans have stuck with it. Many have realistically fallen off, and that's completely fine. I would honestly argue those of us who have those of us who have stayed are the weird ones, as you can tell. I mean, I can't even speak, so it's something, right? Starbreeze hasn't treated us the best, or really how we've deserved remotely, and that's saying a lot considering I came from Destiny 2. I'm used to putting up with some pretty subhuman treatment, but that's neither here nor there. However, the new CEO and the frequent updates as of late, like Skills 2.0 and Shopping Spree, which I joke among my friends that when we get a new update, we're going to get it on the 31st of that month or the 30th of that month, because Starbreeze seems to always wait till the last minute, but not recently. So I'm happy about that. So I believe truly if Starbreeze is dedicated to their new update schedule, that they can save Payday 3 if they add the right things. Coming from Destiny 2, again, I am very used to having an abusive relationship with a game I love, so I understand that I have more tolerance for this kind of situation than most gamers, and it's not a dig, that's a me problem. However, I truly hope that Starbreeze can just do better going forwards with a new CEO. I really appreciate the 2 people who stuck around listening to my ramblings. I just want to get some of my thoughts off my chest regarding this game that I do care about so much for some reason.